Welcome back at Roca Double-O Railways with me, Elizabeth, and yes, you guessed it, the thunderstorm is at it again. No, not a pug of war, but today we are looking at Class 21040 ST, and yes, this is not Smoky Joe, but Smoky Joe's sister, Hornby R.150, number 627. Based on the 1980s built Type 7 motor, we are looking at an old favourite today, a staple of many starter train sets in the hobby. Yet it is a 040 steam engine. No, it is not the Smoky Joe. Today it is his sister, the L&YR, also typically finished in black livery, Lancashire, Yorkshire, number 627, and this should be a weathered edition by Hornby, R150 Class 21 OF Class 040 ST, often referred to their nickname Pugs. This is in double O gauge and in analog. Again, a classic double O gauge, 2-rail analog steam locomotive based on the history of the Smoky Joe and Caledonian Pugs, steam engines that Hornby manufactured from the early 1980s in different guises. Like this one, we have on the layout specific models from Hornby release 1986 to 1992. Starting off with the box as it came into South Africa via mail from UK, was manhandled at customs as everything is today, but thank God for the protection polystyrene, no damage to the loco. So besides the box being tatty, it is clearly the Hornby Railways launch from 1980s, and this one seems to be built in 1991. So inside the box, accessories, the fireman and driver, along with the pamphlet with the stock code number, a bit of info and maintenance, and yes, the little puggy wuggy itself. So looking at the logo at first glance, I picked up that there are some color variation on it. This could be because it's a weathered edition, and I did Google the model and I saw many other logos that had the same weathering. So this have come like this from the manufacturer. Although I have no further info to suggest that Hornby has actually manufactured it like this, or the previous owners actually applied the weathering. Anyways, she looks cool by the pools. So starting from the front of the logo, we can see the normal old style decoupler, and of course it's not sprung buffers, and although nicely done for the period and style it was built, meaning still a lovely tank engine even with today's standards. Underneath the logo we have the stamp of the bottom, and that will say Hornby made in Great Britain, and I do believe that these are the strong motors, the superpower fast and furious engine. So viewing at the top of the logo, we can see the whistle, safety valves, chimney funnel, cab windows, and nicely depicted, and also the decal or the crest of the Lancashire, Yorkshire, nicely applied. And the cab detail inside is molded but not painted, and we can see the smoke box on the side, the reverse rod, and another interesting thing that the models built from the early 1990s did not carry the steel cab handrails that met up with the cab roof, and that's quite interesting. So clearly most of the Great Britain built units will only be available through the second-hand market, like I did acquire this one through a second-hand market, but the ones built in China these days, models will be readily available as improvements and newer models make its way to the consumer. So let's have a closer look at the locomotive. Running along Taroko Double Railway's layout and running it in, it's performed very well on slow and high speed pull away. And yes, the next up is a shunting session. And now everyone, it's time for us to delve into the history of this locomotive. The L&YR Class 21 is a class of small 040 ST steam locomotives built by Lancashire and Yorkshire Railway for shunting duties. They were nicknamed Pugs, designed by John Aspinall and built by Falcon Foundry, and 3 units was built there and later 57 units at Horwich Works. The date entries of first builds from 1886, the 3 that was built at Falcon Foundry, and between 1891, the date my great-grandfather immigrated from Great Britain to South Africa, and up to 1910, over 57 other units were built, so only a total of 60 was produced. Only 2 units were ever preserved, the remainders were scrapped. The London, Midland and Scottish Railway LMEs gave the locomotives the power classification of OF. They were built for use in sharply curved sidings for shunting duties. The pugs were allocated by L&YR for operation in the industrial areas and docks of Fleetwood, Goole, Liverpool and Salford. In later times they became more widely dispersed, reaching places such as Bristol, Bangor, Crewe, Derby, Wines, York and Swansea. When the LMS was merged into British Railways on 1 January 1948, 23 pugs remained in service. BR added 40,000 to their fleet numbers. Also interesting, between 1895 and 1908, the Caledonian Railway built 14 of 040 saddle tanks to Dougal Drummond design under the direction of J.F. McIntosh and their St. Rollox Works in Glasgow. Again, as with all the steam locomotives, withdrawals started in 1910 with 2 going in that year. 4 went in the 1920s and 31 in the 1930s, leaving 23 to be withdrawn between 1957 and 1964. Interesting fact, the locomotive we have here on the layout, number 627, was designed by Dougal Drummond and J.F. McIntosh. Livery black with red and white lining was the norm with L&YR crest. So the puck description owes it to many shunting locomotives used across Britain and refers to their purposeful appearance during the late 19th and 20th centuries. Railways in Scotland, such puck designs were quite prolific for both passenger and goods services. So there you go. Overall, a very nice little loco to add to my fleet. And thank you everyone for joining me once again at the R.150 Railways. Wishing you all my best. Regards, Elizabeth.